Here.
Here.
Do we have any conflict of interest statements?
No.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting of March 22nd and March 29th, 2018.
Motion to approve the minutes for March 22nd and March 29th.
My second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 5, correspondence. A, bid opening, 6th District Local Street Project, Colorado Avenue and Delaware Avenue, 169th Street to 165th Street, and Nevada Avenue and New Jersey Avenue, 165th Street to 163rd Street. We have 2 bids here. The first is from Midwestern Electric, 1620 East Chicago Avenue, East Chicago, Indiana. And they have their bid bond. Their non-collusion affidavit and their Form 96, and their total bid is $630,640.50. And the second bid is from Hawk Enterprises, 1850 East North Street, Crown Point, Indiana.
Dean's back there if we got any questions. Engineering stuff.
And they have their bid bond, their non-collusion affidavit, and their Form 96. And their total bid is $592,705.30. Do I have a motion to submit the bids to engineering for tabulation and recommendation?
Motion to approve the sending to the engineering department for tabulation and recommendation.
My second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item B, proposal received from Midwestern Electric to provide 24 GFCI receptacles for decorative light poles on both sides of Kennedy Avenue from 165th Street to 169th Street at a cost of $4,608.
Morning. We were asked by Councilman Rakos to get proposals for receptacles to be installed on Kennedy Avenue. We did that, and this is the price for that. This is to support the Live in the Ville style events.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the proposal.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item C, correspondence received from Councilman Scott Rakos requesting $4,608 of gaming funds be allocated for the installation of GFCI receptacles on Kennedy Avenue. This is the appropriation for the previously discussed contract, and this has been signed by the mayor.
Motion to approve the councilman's request.
My second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item D,
Thank you.
correspondence received from Councilman Anthony
Thank
Higgs requesting $50,000 of gaming funds be allocated to the 2018 sidewalk program. And this has also been signed by the mayor.
Motion to approve the councilman's request.
My second.
All those in favor? Aye. Item E, correspondence received from the Hammond Police Department approving the Autism Awareness Foundation Motorcycle Run, Paws and People fundraiser, block party on the 6100 block of Wallace Road on April 28th, alley closure on the 500 block of 173rd Street on May 19th, Harley-Davidson Motorcycle Show on May 19th, and disposal authorizations. Busy April.
Motion to approve the police chief's requests.
My second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item F, notice of violation hearing on property located at 650 Sibley Street.
Good morning. Attorney
morning.
George is here for the property owner. By way of background, this is a property that caught fire initially on April the 9th, well, 8th going into the 9th, and partially burned. Unfortunately, it caught fire again last night. So I'm going to show the board some photographs. I have spoken to the property owner. I have spoken to the property owner's insurance company. I do not believe that the property can be saved. The major issue the city is facing is there is a neighboring property which is about 4 feet away from the structure, which obviously continues to keep burning. And I am concerned that the building's either going to catch fire again and damage or kill him, or the house is going to fall over onto his property and damage or kill him. So that is the city's request, that the board consider entering an emergency order to demolish the front structure only. There's a back structure, which you can see in the pictures, which is a red-colored structure. This is the front structure that is burned twice now. The city also has 3 bids, but I'm going to let Attorney Sorge speak on it as well.
Yeah, I represented the homeowner. They actually did an eviction. People were kicked out the day it burned. Coincidence, I presume, but anyway, he was wanting to repair this building. I am unaware of what happened last night. I haven't spoken to him since that point in time. But he also knows that it's a dangerous situation, needs to be taken care of. He's got his own bid for a demolition also, so, I mean, we're trying to see which one's going to be the most affordable option for him to go at this point in time. Understand the emergency.
We had 3 bids. Mercy will get his email.
Ours might be lower, and he could always just pay the contractor directly. There's no rules against that.
Yeah, we will cooperate with Attorney Sorge and the owners as far as we can.
Chris, do we know how much the insurance is on that front property at all?
I have requested a set-off of the 10% required by Indiana law, and the set-off is $6,500. So that is what the city of Hammond right now has, is a set-off to demolish the front structure.
The first bid we have is from Acton Contracting, and their bid is for $23,700.
Okay, well, that ain't gonna work.
But we don't know if he has an insurance policy that would allow him to rebuild the structure.
Oh, I know.
You know that?
He's got insurance, he's got an insurance policy. He's been in communication with an insurance company and an adjuster at the same time. So I think the funds are there for him to do it if structurally able, if they're able to do that.
There's also the issue with the lot size. I looked it up. It's a 50 times 130-foot lot, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to, with this current zoning, rebuild and put a second property. You might be able to keep the one in the back, but I'm not sure that, like I said, that's a zoning issue. He would have to probably either go for a variance to rebuild. So it is a little bit more complicated than just I can fix it.
The second bid that we have is from RSR Demolition. They actually provided bids for both the front and the rear structure, but it sounds like we're only talking about the front one today. And that bid is for $16,092.
But now you know what these are.
Yeah.
We'll give you a copy if you want.
And the last bid we have is from JM Industrial Services, and the front structure bid is for $14,800.
Which company is that?
JM.
You get
JM.
copies of all
Oh, yeah,
those?
yes, of course.
I can get you those. So I think it would be the position of the city to enter the order for an emergency demolition and have Attorney Sorge work with code inspection to see if one of these bids is more affordable than the one the homeowner was able to obtain on his own.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And obviously, if the owner self-demolishes and pays the contractor, the $6,500 retainer will be released back to him. We're not just keeping it. It's just to make sure that the property gets demolished.
Great. Do I have a motion to impose the emergency order to demolish?
So moved.
They move them?
Second.
All those in favor?
If the weather's
Aye.
so we can get it done next week. Because I think the power's.
Thank you.
Right?
Item G, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 7736 Belmont. Is the property owner present?
I don't think so. This is a property that was on the demolition list, and there is now a written rehabilitation agreement. This is, if you recall, the fellow lives in Munster, and he wanted to fix it up, I think, for his daughter to go to Purdue.
Okay.
He's local. I mean, he's right over there in Munster, so he signed the rehab agreement, and I said, Board to please approve it.
Okay.
Motion to approve the rehab agreement.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item H, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 1009 Carroll Street.
This is also an agreement to rehabilitate a property under a current demolition order, and I would ask the Board to please approve it.
Motion to approve the rehab agreement.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item I, order to rescind order to demolish property located at 948 Summer Street.
This is a 2016 demolition. They have paid the entire bill for the demolition, and they've also paid the $400 recording title search fee that was part of the order. So I would ask you to please sign this so that they can have clear title to the property.
Motion to approve the order.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item J, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearings. There are 32, so let's go ahead and break these up a bit.
Do them next Thursday when I'm on vacation.
Not a chance.
Folks, man.
Good try. How many you want to do, 3 or 4? 4, okay.
May 17th, 24th.
17th is going to be canceled, possibly.
How about the 24th, May, 31st of May, and the 7th of June?
24, 31st, and 7th.
Okay. Motion to set these rental registration hearings for May 24th, May 31st, and June 7th.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item K, location set release.
Oh, this was just, the only concern I have is apparently the garbage cans are still missing from the court. I'm sure they weren't taken. I'm sure they're just somewhere else in City Hall. So if anybody sees any unattended garbage cans, please return them to the court. But this was just to basically say that everything is done and we released them, and they left the building as in good of a condition as when they rented it.
And we did receive payment.
Yes, and we got the door fixed downstairs.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the release?
Motion to approve the location set released.
And I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item L, correspondence received from the Downtown Hammond Council requesting permission to place signs on the corner of Homan Avenue and Rimbach Street and at Harrison Park for the annual spring cleanup and beautification the week of April 23rd.
Did these have to go through the mayor's office first?
These are signs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I
to
would
make there's
say-
no duplication, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. We'll send this to the mayor's office and street department.
Okay. I motion to send this request to the mayor's office to make sure there's no duplication of signage as well as the street department.
And I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item M, correspondence received from Mr. Art Peschke requesting permission to close Boy Scout Road on April 28th for a Boy Scout cleanup.
No, I think this is something they do all the time every year, don't they?
This is an annual project.
Yeah.
Probably still need to send this to the police department and street department.
Motion to approve Mr. Peschke's request with the approval of streets and police department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence received from First Baptist Church requesting permission to close a portion of Oakley Street from Sibley Street to Willow Court and State Street from the parking lot before the library to the bridge on Homan Avenue Sunday, April 29th from noon to 1 p.m. to take a photo of bus riders that attend the church. And it appears they have their own cones and barricades, so they are not in need of additional support in that way. Hi, are you here on behalf of the church?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you state your name for us, please?
Brian North.
And this is 1 hour.
This is a 1 hour thing. We have riders from Chicago and local area here in Northwest Indiana that come. There's going to be about 2,000 to 3,000 people, so we're requesting to block off those areas of the street to fill in everybody to get a photo with our church building behind it.
I think we need to still send this over to the street and PD just for review.
Okay. Motion to approve the request with the approval of the street department and the police department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So we'll go ahead and send this over to those departments just to review and make sure there's no issues with that, and then if they sign off, everything will be fine.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Item O, correspondence received from Ms. Pat Thompson requesting permission to have a dumpster placed on her property at 2820 Janet Place. This is the,
Self-demolishing garage,
okay,
at least so I was told.
and it's on her property, so it's not even blocking the street in any,
Well, the dumpster, it has to, I understand, be set on city property across the alley from where the garage is. That's the only place you
But
can set it.
I don't think it'll be an issue. It's
It doesn't look like it. I mean, I've driven by there. It doesn't appear so.
okay.
Motion to approve the dumpster request.
My second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item P, correspondence received from Old Glory Tavern, 6755 Indianapolis Boulevard, requesting permission to close Martha Street from Indianapolis Boulevard to the alley, April 28th, from noon to 6 p.m. for a 50th birthday party.
Streets and PD?
I know they've done it before, not for a birthday party, but they've done it before.
And it looks like they might need actual assistance with the barricades as well. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve, subject to the review and approval of the street and police departments?
So moved.
My second.
All those in favor? Aye. Amended agreement to correct scope of work with First Group Engineering, Homan Avenue from Hune Street to 200 feet north of 141st Street and 173rd Street to Indianapolis Boulevard for the Indiana Harbor Belt Railroad.
So this is just amending the front cover sheet for the contract previously approved by this board. There was an error in the original submittal that it did not include 173rd Street. There is no cost change to this request. It's only amending the cover sheet for the contract for First Group.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the amended agreement?
Motion to approve the amended agreement.
My second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Item R, garage sale permit submitted for approval. It's not this weekend.
Oh,
It's snowing.
no, 28, 29, 28. Motion to approve. Motion to approve the 3 garage sale permits.
My second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 6, matters from other board members. We have Attorney Matthews here on a property. Do we need to discuss this matter?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I guess we had rescheduled for today a status on 1204 Lakeview. Just by way of history, towards the end of last year, because the city wanted her to do some additional work to make sure it was only going to be used as a 3-unit apartment building, and she didn't have the money to do it and wanted the opportunity to sell it. So we scheduled everything for March 22 to give her the chance to either to do the work or sell it. In anticipation of that hearing, I contacted her. She advised me that she had sold the property, and she was to send me the documents so I could pass them on to the code enforcement and they could follow up with the new owner. I've never received any of the documents. She hasn't responded to my calls or letters, so I advised her that I couldn't represent her anymore. I notified the board of withdrawing my representation in this matter and also the related ordinance violations that are pending in the Hammond City Court, because we bumped those over until March as well. So I pulled a tax record which shows where the new tax bills are being sent to a man in Chicago, provided that to the code enforcement, and I think they're going to follow up with him. I just wanted to make sure that the board understands that I'm not representing her anymore.
We do have a information granted for the new owner. We'll be having to deal with him to bring the matter back to the board, make sure that the proper work was performed, because there weren't any permits or part of the agreement to revert back to the original agreement that we provided her, and then finding the illegal apartment put back and occupied was to do a more extensive removal of the first floor front. However, with
her selling it prior to doing the work, will more than likely request that the board dismiss this action against her, and then we'll just have to, deal with the new owner with respect to make sure the property comes into compliance, and then, we'll seek our action in Hammond Municipal Court.
And we did receive your notification, and I believe we forwarded a copy to the court just for
Very good.
notification purposes, so.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Do I have any other matters from other board members?
I have two matters before me. There's an agreement to rehabilitate property located at 24 Condit. I'm guessing you want us to approve this?
I was going to do it under madams or department heads,
Oh.
but you beat me to it. No, this is a property, actually, this person had a really quick turnaround. I wrote the agreement and emailed it to him yesterday, and I received it back signed today. So I would ask you to just please approve the agreement.
Motion on this? Motion to approve the rehab agreement for 24 Condit.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Another matter, an engineering matter, there's some road work to be done on state line on the Illinois side that may impact traffic on the Indiana Hammond side. So is this for notification, Jonathan?
Yeah, they're working solely on the Illinois side.
Right.
They're gonna have flaggers out there. They have to put construction ahead signs on Homan on our side, so it is just mainly informational.
Traffic will be able to,
They will be able to
North and
move both
south,
ways.
right?
They're gonna close one block at a time, and it'll be open every night, so.
okay. Is this something that needs to be
I don't think we need any.
informational? We don't need action on this, it's informational?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other matters from other board members?
Yes, I have one also. I'd like to omit a correspondence from Fire Chief Jeff Smith. It's in reference to a disciplinary issue.
Okay, do I have a motion approving the chief's request?
I'd like to make a motion to accept it.
I abstain.
I concur. Any other matters from other board members? Matters from other department heads or other representatives?
We also had scheduled originally today, 10 Rimbach was supposed to be up for a status hearing, and I didn't receive any notification. It was in our email yesterday, but not on our agenda today.
The owner is represented by an attorney.
Del Santo, I believe.
We haven't heard anything.
Del Santo, I think it is. I haven't received any communications from the attorney.
What's our recommendation on this? We haven't received any,
Not since the last Board of Works hearing in February.
so we don't have a status to present to the board today.
Exactly.
Essentially.
Situation is, this is a single-family home cut up into 4 or 5 units?
6 units.
6 units. They were supposed to be removing the tenants, so repairs could be made. Last time it was a continuance so they could do the eviction, and so we know what the status is of that. So we're gonna have to reach out to the owner and to the attorney to find out the heads up and get another date in front of the board so we can move forward from there.
Do you want us to set a date today?
Do that, May, end of May.
24th? 31st?
Will you please send a letter to Attorney Del Santo, just so we...
Okay, do I have a motion to set for status on May 31st and also send a notification letter to Attorney Santo? Del Santo.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Any other matters from other department heads or their representatives? The meeting is open to the public. Oh, excuse me, new business, old business. Anyone from the public?
Motion to adjourn?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.